decided to film this video today in front of this window because the lighting is just way too nice to not film it here instead of on that chair back there or in the bedroom. If it's a little bit intense, I'll try and dial it down as much as I can in my video editor. So if you watch the first video in my channel, I talked about just practicing more positivity and more positive practices in my life. I feel that positivity is something I've struggled with for a while, especially because I've had a lot happen to me in the past couple years that has made me believe that the world is out to get me and nothing is ever going to work out. And since I've started adapting these positive steps that I'm going to talk about today, I've noticed a huge change in my life and my outlook, and just things have actually started happening for me that I never thought would happen so easily, and I thought I'd share that today. 6 things to stay positive. I have them in my notebook written down just so I stay on track with you guys. I mean, the real purpose of this video is if you're somebody who is struggling to stay positive, if there's a lot of things bringing you down right now, if you are trying to, I don't know, bring in more of that law of attraction kind of thing, like when you put out positivity, you get positivity back, then these are the tips that I have seen working for me, and I feel like sharing them with you. Also, again, guys, I'm really sorry if the lighting keeps changing. It's like sunny for 2 seconds and then cloudy for 2 seconds and then sunny again. So it's like really like hitting off my skin. As I said, I'm going to try and adjust this as best as I can. I love to write. If you're somebody who loves to write, I find writing is really helpful for staying positive. And when I say that, it's when you feel like even keeping like a really small, like even like a notebook with you when you go out, when you start to feel like you are starting to get anxiety, or you're starting to get negative thoughts, or just you're starting to feel like pressured or stressed out and you have like a little moment, write it down. Like, I find writing down how I feel helps me not feel that way anymore. It kind of helps give you a different perspective when you write it out, especially when you get to read it again. It's almost as if, gee, why was I feeling that way? Like, was it really worth feeling that way? So instead of wasting your time and wasting just time in general feeling this way, if you just jot it down really quick and forget about it, or even if you do decide to read it again, it's going to make you realize just how unimportant it was to stress about that. A lot of people might think it's like a really cheesy idea, or, oh, I don't need a diary, I don't need a journal, but like everybody has their own outlet. If you're an artist, by all means, draw. If you like to sing, sing. If you play music, play music. I like to write more than anything now, so I write. All of those things that act as a release of stress, those can really help you stay positive and give you perspective on your own emotions before you end up like being dramatic and going crazy all over the place, which is something I never really was a dramatic person, but I do still tend to overreact a little bit, and what really brings me back is just writing about it. So, and the next thing I've started doing is writing down 5 positive things every single day in this same journal. Just like little things like that. Like, as your life changes, you'll obviously have more positive things to write down. Today, I wrote down 1, I had a great photo shoot yesterday. Number 2, the weather. Like, I'm really affected by the weather. If it's sunny, I'm happy. If it's rainy and snowy, I'm sad. So living in Canada, I'm a wreck for about 6 months out of the year. Let's just say that. So I really have to try and keep my emotions in check. Like, if you're somebody who's affected by the environment you're in and there's nothing you can do to change it right away, you really have to try and keep your emotions under control so you don't end up ruining it for everybody around you. So when winter hits up here for me and I start really having my feelings like drag me down, I really have to fake my own sunshine. if that's another way to say it, I don't know. I try and do whatever I can to stay on the sunny side. Number 3, my goals are being met, and I'll talk about goals next. Number 5, my boyfriend and I are almost at our 2 years together, and oh wait, no, that was number 4. Number 4, yeah, my boyfriend and I are reaching our 2-year anniversary. That's like something really positive for me. And number 5, I have been able to live in one place for almost 2 years now. So literally, I am having probably every type of technical difficulty that I could be having today. The camera fell, the battery fell out. Listing 5 positive things every day has made the biggest difference in my life, just because I used to wake up and literally just think about what was going on wrong in my life instead of appreciating what is good about my life. You know, you won't be ready for the life that you want if you don't appreciate the life that you have. And that's not saying that you should give up on the life that you want, but why would you be ready for a Lamborghini if you can't properly take care of your Toyota? Then you're gonna treat your Lamborghini like shit, so you don't really deserve it. So, you know, as much as I do dream about moving and living in LA, which is my biggest dream, is to move to California, if I continuously let that negativity, you know, basically cloud my whole life here and how I feel about being here, like the universe may not see fit to send me there, because I'm just gonna find a bunch of other stuff to hate about being there. And I think a situation is just as good as you make it. Anything can be a good or bad situation, and if you really make it a bad situation and interpret it as a bad situation and continuously think of the bad things of that situation, then it's always going to be bad. You're never going to feel good about it. The third thing I like to do is just relating to like this whole law of attraction thing. My mom kind of got me into it when I was younger. She was more into it than anybody else in our family. Everybody kind of thought it was, you know, hippy dippy, fake spiritual mumbo jumbo. It is not. It actually works, and I have proof of it over the last couple months of my life. I have made it now a practice to write down 5 short-term goals. It can be a month, it can be a week to 6 months. So about 2.5 weeks ago, I wrote down my short-term goals for April to May. One of them was get a job, because I've been out of work for about 2 months now. Second was to get signed by an agency. Third was to get at least 2 more paid shoots. Fourth was to improve my physical fitness in terms of just cardio-wise and just, I guess, leanness. And fifth was to start feeling more positive. Now I've crossed things off my list and I've made another set of short-term goals. It's just about putting it out there. And this is not to say that, oh, you say that you're gonna get this and it's just gonna come to you. If things are meant to come to you, they will. But if it's something that you want to strive for, then don't think that you can just write down, I want a mansion in 5 years, and think that a mansion is just going to drop into your lap. You have to put the energy out there and the work and the effort. You have to work for that mansion and have that mansion mindset, so to speak. Like, I'm no expert on this, but these are just things that have been really having an impact on me and working for me. And I think if the rest of the world were to adopt this mindset, things would come a lot easier for people. People would be a lot happier, and we wouldn't be constantly comparing ourselves to other people. I think like that's one of the biggest problems, especially with social media. It's like I go on Instagram and I'm like, oh, I want to travel there and I want that life and I want to look like that. Don't think that you can't, but sitting there and just wishing for it isn't going to do anything for you. So that was my point with that. It's like, I want a certain life for myself, of course. Like, don't just sit there and compare yourself and make yourself sad about it. If you want it, go and get it within the most realistic means possible. Like, you know, as they say, and I posted it on my Instagram before, comparison is a thief of joy. The more you compare yourself, the more joy you suck out of your life. Like, why would you want to make yourself more unhappy with your life by comparing yourself and your life to someone else? That's not your life. Like, you don't know what their life is like. You don't know what they go through. You don't know how hard they probably had to work to get to where they are. Work on making yourself happy with your life and work on improving your life so you can eventually get to that stage. Number 4, I mentioned before, getting active is like my favorite thing. I love working out. I love being in the gym. And what I find is that no matter what I've gone through in my life, no matter how much series of depression or anxiety I've gone through, exercise has always helped me. That's just my thing. Even if your intention wasn't to lose weight or to change your body, seeing your body change and like discovering all these new abilities and like these new things that your body can handle, and like, you know, unlocking this new like physical potential can have like a really, really positive impact on your life, and it can make you want to strive for other things outside of the gym. What you put in comes out, right? A healthy inside radiates a healthy outside. Everybody knows that. So, you know, that connects to like with incorporating your favorite things into your everyday life. So my fifth tip is to try and fill your day with things that genuinely make you happy. So I love music, I love the sun, I love nature, I love exercise, and I try, even if it's not all of them, I try to incorporate as many of my favorite things and things that make me happy as in my everyday. So whatever your favorite things are, even if you don't get all of them into one day, at least by the end of the day you can say, I did 2 or 3 of my favorite things today. Yesterday I did all of my favorite things. Tomorrow, who knows, I hope that, you know, I'll get to do even more of my favorite things. So I mean, it's not like the biggest tip, but it's something that's definitely helped me, especially with the last few months that it's been winter. My favorite thing has not been here, which is sunshine and warmth. Like, I thrive in warm, humid climates, and that hasn't been here. So I've really had to try and associate the other things that I love into my everyday to keep me happy. So lastly, and probably most importantly, is to stop caring what people think. Stop caring what people think of your goals and what you want and your aspirations in life, because that's just going to get you down more. Just like comparing yourself to others, comparing yourself to the opinions of others is even worse. I hope that made sense. It's like the more you go through your day worrying what people think of the choices that you've made or the opinions that you have or the way that you live your life, living like you need to explain your actions and explain the things that you do every step of the way will ruin you. And I know that firsthand because I spent a large part of my life, even as a kid, apologizing for having an opinion. I always felt bad for standing up for myself. I was always afraid to speak my mind. I was always apprehensive when it came to pursuing what I wanted to pursue. If the people around you can't understand or support what you want to do, or they're constantly making you feel bad for what you want to do, then there's really no need for them to be in your life. Like, obviously within reason, if you're doing something that's obviously self-destructive and very negative, and it's going to in fact have a negative outcome. So many things going wrong with this video today. As I said, if it's something that's really destructive and that is going to have a negative impact on you, or you're harming yourself, then yes, your family should intervene, your friends should help you. But if they simply just don't want you to do it because they think it's a bad idea, well, forget that. If you're somebody who is easily trapped in the opinion of others, then you're always going to be held back a little bit and not be able to really, you know, outwardly put your energy and your time and your positive focus in it, and you won't get to where you want to. You'll probably get there a little bit if you really try, but you're not really going to thrive in that space and be in that headspace to truly be happy where you are, because, oh, I'm here, but everybody hates me for it. Your happiness is always more important than the people who obviously don't value it because they just don't want to see you do what you want to do. Really, guys, that's the video. That is just the ways that I stay positive. That is how I keep myself in the right headspace to set myself up for success. See the lighting change? So that just goes to show, literally, I shit you not, I have been trying to make this video for about over 2 hours now. Anyways, the last thing I left off on was, yeah, just live your life. Stop apologizing for what you want to do. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. As long as you're happy doing what you're doing and you're not, you know, encouraging suicide or trying to kill yourself or hurt yourself or hurt others or be emotionally destructive or physically destructive, as long as you are not in any type of mortal danger, everybody else just needs to chill. And this glare though, yes, be bright. Be bright like this sun. Be bright like this. Shine this way. Shine so you blind everybody else. Maybe blind yourself with your own success. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments below or want to share the ways that you stay positive, you can list them below as well. I'd love to see the ways that you guys stay encouraged throughout the week and stay encouraged throughout your year. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram here at Tessa Noella. Oh yay, the sun changed. But again, thanks for watching. I enjoyed making this video. It was a very positive video for me, and I'm now in a super positive headspace. Alright everybody, thanks again, and see you on Saturday. I put out new videos every Saturday/Sunday whatever day I decided in my last couple of videos, that's not gonna happen. So like life, my channel is unpredictable because my life is unpredictable. So for sure Saturdays / Sundays and any other day in the week that I just happen to get a moment to film. So bye!